get started in a few seconds here.
This is John Roth from the village. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay.
Thanks. All right, it's time to begin. So let's get started. Welcome everyone. This is Docket 1670 WR103, the application of the Village of Dousman for authority to adjust water rates. This is Michael Newmark, the Administrative Law Judge for the Public Service Commission. We're connected on Zoom. Someone else joining us right now. We're connected on Zoom, and we're here to receive evidence from the parties, the applicant and commission staff, as well as taking public comments from people who are connected here today. We're also receiving public comments in writing. Those are due Wednesday, July 23rd, and they can be filed with us either through the commission's website or by U.S. mail. I think there was one comment. Yes, one comment filed so far on the system. But like I said, you feel free to file those up until Wednesday, and we can take live comments here today. So what we're doing here is creating the record in the case, and that's the documents we identify and verify under oath. Those have been filed by the utility and commission staff, and you'll see that process happening in just a few seconds. Then we'll let the utility and commission staff make comments if they wish, and then we'll open it up to public comment. We also are recording the hearing. It's being live streamed on YouTube, and there'll be a recording on our YouTube channel. The PSC Hearings YouTube channel will have a recording of the hearing. And that's all the record in the case, as well as the comments we receive in writing. We're going to forward those comments to the decision maker. And in this case, it's Andy Galvin, the administrator for the Division of Water Utility Regulation and Analysis. So the administrator will make a decision, and then an order will issue. It'll be emailed to the utility and posted on the commission's website on our IRF system. And if you see on the notice of hearing, it does give you a place where you can find that. It's more information. There's a place on our website where you can find documents in the case. So that's an easy way to find it, just by clicking on the link there on the notice of hearing, or going using the QR code. So if you have a copy of the notice, or if you can access the video that we'll have recorded, you'll see that there. All right. So we have one other person. No, I think the person dropped out. Okay. So let's begin. I'm going to share a list of documents that the utility filed and commission staff has identified for us. It's an email from Alex Hanna of commission staff. Yeah. That on the screen share there. I'm just hearing another voice here. I'm not sure who that's from. Okay. Might be in. So John, it looks like someone maybe in your office is also speaking.
Let me mute.
Oh.
Yeah. So should I just mute myself? You want to mute me?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to speak. If you could just have that person just be a little quieter for us, would be nice. Okay, so let me start off with utility then. So we have a number of documents here, 12 documents on the screen share. First one being the customer notice. And then there's also a variety of resolutions from the village. So I think numbers 2, 3, and 4 are resolution documents. Okay. So I think if we had John, if you're able to verify those documents that are coming out of the village, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
let me
have them up on the screen. And
perfect. Let me swear you in, and then I'll get your name for the record. Raise your right hand. Okay, there you go. Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, great. So state your name for the record, please.
John Roth. I'm the administrator, clerk, treasurer for the village of Dousman.
Okay, excellent. Thanks. So you mentioned you can see the screen share. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay, excellent. So the documents labeled 2 through 4, are you familiar with those?
yes,
The notice and the resolution documents, right? Can you verify that
yes,
those documents are complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir.
Okay, great. And in terms of the other documents, do you feel like you can verify those, or do you want to pass those on to your consultant for that?
Anything that involved the financial would be our consultant, Jenny Hins.
Hmm. How about the impact fee and the ordinance documents? Maybe they could have you do those. So it'd be numbers 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, I think John should verify 5, 6, and 7. Even
Hmm.
though he wasn't there, those are documents for the village.
Right, coming from the village. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
Yes, I can verify.
okay. I'm having a little trouble hearing you. I think maybe if you just
Sorry.
get closer to the mic. Yeah.
Yes, I will verify exhibits number 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, great. So they're all complete and correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. All right. So we have those documents ready. So at this point, I can ask you if you have any comments you'd like to add for the record. Anything else you want the decision maker to know?
For myself, no.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna then have us verify the documents labeled 8 through 12, the application informations and the data request responses. So I think Ginny Hints, you're going to verify those for us.
Yes,
All right. So raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. Just state your name for the record, please.
Ginny Hintz with Onward Accounting and Consulting.
Okay. And can you see the screen share?
Yes, I can.
So for documents 8 through 12, are you familiar with those?
I am familiar with those.
Are they complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes,
All right, great. And do you have anything to add?
I do not.
Okay. All right. So we may circle back. We have a number of members of the public, so I may want to circle back with you just to see what the main reasons for the rate increase were, the rate increase request. But let's take commission staff documents first, and then swing back to you guys. So revenue requirement, Stephen Elmer, can you verify that?
Again,
All right. Do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
yes,
Can you confirm that the revenue requirement is complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, I can.
Do you have any comments?
No comments.
All right. Cost, service, study, and rate design, Alex Hanna. Do you swear or affirm tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
For the cost, service, study, and rate design exhibit, the revised version, are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am.
And is that complete and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. So given that there are a number of customers here, can the utility just give us a brief overview of the drivers for the rate increase request? That's something either one of you want
Yeah,
to.
I can put a couple comments in.
Okay.
The last rate case was completed in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So between 2015 and 2024, 25, the utility had, capital projects that were being worked on that were never implemented in the previous full rate case. John, do you remember how many simplified SRCs they had?
Off the
Maybe,
top,
I don't think we could hear you.
I
I
don't
don't
remember.
even,
I didn't think there were
I
any.
don't think they had any. So they didn't have any simplified rate increases. So the last rate increase for the water utility was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So mostly just, due to increasing expenses, inflation over the last 10 years, and also just the capital, their rate base increased, which, to fund that infrastructure, they obviously were able to cash flow, but they did have debt issued. They were lucky enough in the last 10 years to be able to fund that. We did look at, compared to other utilities, their rates are actually one of the lowest in their area. I think, John, after the increase, when I looked at that, you guys were third from the lowest after this increase. So before the increase, They were one of the lowest, definitely in their county. They're still close to being on the lower end after this. So the rates aren't out of the norm
Okay.
compared to a lot of utilities. And I don't know if Stefan noticed anything during his revenue requirement that he could, when he was reviewing it, as for why there would be an increase other than just the obvious capital and expenses increases.
Okay. And in terms of the rates that are being proposed, do we know what the increase would be? What's the revenue requirement increase percentage wise at this point?
Oh, I'd have to pop that up. Stefan, do you have that?
39%.
Okay. All right. So that's overall for the entire revenue requirement. Okay. All right. So, well, I think we gave, if the customers didn't know, they have a little bit more information here. So I'm going to open up the forum here for public comment and just going alphabetically the way you're listed on Zoom. I'm going to ask Mike. Oh, wait, yeah, Mike Johnson, you're a member of the public, right? So if you'd like to comment, I'm going to swear you in. So raise your right hand.
Just to know, I did file a comment.
Oh.
Do I need to do both or?
No, it's really the same thing. So
Okay.
I'll make sure that the decision maker sees your written comment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing for now. Then let's move on to Rachel Smith. Anything from you? And our Northwest Mutual person, sorry, forgot your name.
Sorry
Yes.
about that. I was on mute. Jeremy Ripperger.
Okay. And would you
I
like
can
to
spell that. I can spell that for you if you'd like, if you need to document that.
just give me a second here. I just got to click the right button. So it's Jeremy with a, oh, what's going on?
It's Jeremy, and then last name is Ripperger, Ripperger.
Oh, you have to do that one more time.
Sure. Yeah. R-I-P as in Peter,
Uh-huh.
P as in Peter, E-R-G-E-R.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Excellent. So you remember the public, let me swear you in, raise your right hand. And
Yep.
you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. So give us your name and comment.
Sure, Jeremy Ripperger. My comment is that it's a little confusing based on the information that we received as residents of Dousman. So I saw that there was a 39% general increase in the rate, but at the same time, I also see the increase for the PFP charges, which was about 88.5%. So I was a little confused as to what exactly we should expect to see in our rate increases, and also a little confused in the general purpose of the rate increases, given the growth that we are seeing inside of Dousman with 3 pillars and with the residential areas that are growing, whether or not there are going to be continued increases, whether or not we might be subsidizing some of the requirements for those areas, and whether or not we should see a rate decrease in the future once those population growth comes to fruition for the new 3 pillars development and with the new residential developments within the city limits.
Okay. Well, those are good questions. If the utility just wants to tackle those briefly, I think especially the just the rate impact, I think that's probably, we want to clarify that for people, and then I think there's also impact fees that we've received for the record. So maybe a brief explanation about how impact fees affect the rates, and in terms of how rates will look going forward. That's a little more difficult, but I think it's worth hearing from you guys about that.
Yeah, I'll start and then John can jump in to help me fill in the gaps. But so as far as the infrastructure improvements for the developments, those are being funded by the developers. So those get put into a different category in a rate application. Those costs, and Stefan and Alex can chime in from the PSC, but those costs are developer financed, so they are not part of the rate increase calculation because they're not utility financed. So the costs that caused the increase were over 10 years. Ludwig is being worked on right now, or done, John, I'm thinking, the street project, correct?
It'll be done end of.
Oh, we can't hear you, John.
Just speak a little louder, closer to the mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
that project will be done the end of October, and we did borrow.
No, we're still having trouble
I-
hearing you.
Really?
Yeah.
He said the end of October. It's just around the corner from where I live, and it's still very active in the work.
Okay, so that project is being financed with a safe drinking water fund loan, and that needs to be repaid back. So that's part of the rate increase. So just getting back to um, the the developer finance projects, those are funded. The developer is funding those through developer agreements. Um, there are impact fees. So whenever there's new growth and new houses, and for instance, I think the three pillars had a large impact fee, a couple 100,000, I believe. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but they paid a large amount of impact fees. So to answer your question about future rate increases, um, likely that you won't see rate decreases. That rarely ever happens. Um, but the plan is with Dousman having these impact fees. You guys are looking at I believe, a well project in the next 10 years, John, correct? And I know that Joe is not here. Joe is,
Yeah, I think
yeah. So that well project, it's a very expensive project. Normally, when you have well projects or water tower projects, there are very large increases. The Village of Dousman has been collecting these impact fees. They're going to be able to finance those projects with the impact fees, also with TIF district financing, which is another method. So between those two, actually the village has the possibility of not having to do a rate increase for that project, which is pretty amazing. So they are doing some long range capital project financing plans for some of these projects, but you haven't had a rate increase in over 10 years. So, and with the increasing costs, and the assets that you replaced, the mains and services and hydrants that you've replaced over the last 10 years, if you think about projects that were done, that's pretty much what this increase is. It's helping to recover the cost from those projects that were never recovered because you didn't have an increase. So if you have any other questions, John has a lot of good documents that I did during the rate study, a lot of analysis, comparables to other utilities. And if you ever wanted to stop in, he would probably gladly share that data with you.
All right.
yeah. So the impact fees.
Yeah, we're still having trouble hearing you. I don't know why that's.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
you
know
have-
it says
That's better.
my internet becomes unstable. I don't know why.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it's working
so
now. Now we can
my
hear you.
understanding. Oh, okay. The impact fees have been segregated to pay for future infrastructure. So what we have received from the developers and the new building permits and things, that has been set aside to help pay for the next infrastructure. And I think the water tower and the well may be less than, I had thought Joe had talked about less than 5 years. And I'm not sure that all of the impact fees will cover those two large projects, but it's definitely there for the future growth for the village.
Okay. All right. So that sounds like we answered a bunch of those questions. I know that we mentioned the 39% overall revenue requirement increase, and then I'm just displaying here how commission staff has split that into the rates depending on your meter and your customer type. So, there's a difference between the overall needed revenue and then how rates for customers by customer type will change. I think the customer did have a question about uh,
Public fire protection direct charges, I
right,
think.
that was one. Yeah, there was
Mm.
something else too. But yeah, in terms of fire protection, that was a municipal decision to so they're moving charges from the tax roll into the rates. Is that the current
That's
proposal?
that's correct.
Right.
Yes.
So then fire protection will be collected through rates rather than the tax base.
Mhm.
And that's a municipal decision that the commission staff needs to then implement into the rate schedules. So that's what you're seeing in terms of the effect with that charge. And oh, I guess the other thing was mentioned is if volume sales go up, will rates go down? That's sort of kind of a basic mathematical question, but I think in terms of long-term planning and costs, as time goes forward and projects get implemented, there's inflation, volume sales may not offset the costs that are needed to be recovered. So in the future, I guess it remains to be seen, when the utility would need to come in for a new rate case, when, they start the mismatch between the revenue and the costs. Um, and then require more an increase in rates. Increased volume may delay the timing to increase to apply for an increase, but because it's probably hard. I mean, I can let someone chime in with expertise, but I don't know how we would predict, what the effect of volume sales would be on the existing rates. That may be something we need to something that would remain to be seen when we see that
Right.
impact.
I think that what I would say is just based upon my years of experience is it's great to have the increasing sales. They help to stabilize the rates probably, but never have I seen a rate decrease because of it.
Yeah, and then operating expenses go up too. So,
Right. Right. And then you have more meters, you have more customers, there's more meters to maintain. There's more electricity for pumping the water, there's more chemicals to treat the water. So the more water you are selling, the more expenses you would have for those sales of water related to that. So
okay. All right. So anything
Plus, I
else?
think, I think oh, since I've
So
been
we've given
here,
everyone oh, I'm sorry, John. I couldn't hear you. I didn't realize you were talking.
um, I think since I've started, I think we've had two pretty good sized water main breaks that is part of the aging infrastructure from decades, if not maybe generations ago.
What I'm going to try is just stopping your video, and that might help you with your connection. Let's just try that for now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, John, can you just repeat?
Is that any better?
Not much.
Oh,
Sorry.
just saying
Yeah.
that's in the, oh, I'm I'm about as close to the screen as I can get.
Okay, that's a little better. Yeah.
There's been a couple of water main breaks since I've been here. Part of that is the old aging infrastructure from decades, if not maybe even generations ago, which has been neglected because we didn't do a rating.
Okay, so I'm reading the closed captioning. It looks like you were talking about some main breaks from old and aging infrastructure. Um, so that's extra unexpected costs that may occur even if the volume does go up. So that's
Yes.
yeah. Okay. All right, so at this point, we've given everyone a chance to speak. I haven't heard from everyone yet, so just one more chance. Anyone else wish to speak that hasn't had a turn? All right, well, don't forget, we will be able to receive your public comment in writing up until Wednesday. Just file that on our website. It's probably your best bet. Otherwise, we need to get it in the mail. we need to receive it by mail by Wednesday. So that might be cutting your timing a little close. So at this point, anything else we need to address before we adjourn? No. All right. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Appreciate your participation and take care. We're adjourned.
Thank you.